Hey guys, it's Michael. I have a quick update for you on the second stimulus package. In today's video, I'm going to go over states that reopened and now are being forced to shut down again and what that means for a second stimulus check. We're also going to go into the rise in the number of virus cases and how this will definitely help our chances of receiving more direct stimulus measures. And finally, we're going to go over new reports from Bloomberg predicting what the unemployment report will look like for June and what this means for getting more stimulus. Anyways, before we get into today's video, I want to remind you guys to enter today's giveaway. All you need to do to be eligible is like the video down below, be subscribed to the channel, and comment down below the 3 stocks I mentioned at the end of today's video. If you don't want to enter for some reason, don't worry. You can still go ahead and get 2 free stocks right now when you download the Webull investing app. Those stocks will be valued up to $1,400. Anyways, let's jump right into it and let's first go over what is going on with the virus and states reopening. Then we're going to get into what all of this means for a second stimulus check and how it is inevitable that we will receive more stimulus measures. So nationwide cases have risen 65% over the past 2 weeks. And this is interesting because this is the time when states are starting to ease restrictions and they're starting to enter phase 2, 3, and 4 of reopening, which means they're easing restrictions, allowing people to go into restaurants, go into bars, and now they're forced to shut down again because we're seeing this 65% increase in the number of cases. Global virus cases exceeded 10 million cases today on Sunday, according to the count maintained by the Johns Hopkins University, and about 25% of these cases came from the U.S. So this means that 25% of the entire world's cases is coming from the U.S. This is having a dramatic impact on travel bans and other things going on in Europe. Europe is set to open up its borders for travel. However, they're not even considering the United States because right now we are seeing a spike in the number of cases. Hospitals in Texas and Arizona are admitting virus patients in record numbers this entire week as new infections start to climb across southern and western states. This past week, we've seen record numbers in a number of states as states have started to reopen, and now they're being forced to shut down their states again. Texas set a record for the number of virus hospitalizations for the 16th day in a row on Saturday, with 5,523 new patients being admitted to hospitals in Texas. The state's largest medical complex was hovering near capacity, and they're starting to run out of hospital beds to treat all of the virus patients. In addition to this, similar things are happening in Arizona, where 87% of the state's intensive care unit beds are completely full. So right now, we're seeing states have trouble keeping up with the number of virus cases, and they're not having enough room to treat all of the virus patients. This is similar to what we saw earlier in the year in March and in early April when things were at its worst. So now that states reopen, we're seeing that cases are starting to spike again, and we're almost at the same place that we were earlier in the year. We're actually even in a worse place right now because states are seeing record high numbers and the U.S. is seeing record high case numbers. I know a lot of you are thinking, well, the number of deaths and mortality rate is significantly lower. However, right now, hospitals are having trouble keeping up with all of the virus patients coming in and treating them. So while mortality rates may be lower, there are still a lot more cases right now and a lot more people going to hospitals to be treated for the virus. In my previous video, I mentioned how states like Texas and Florida were forced to shut down their bars again after reopening and after they saw a spike in the number of cases recently. In addition to this, Washington State set a statewide record for the number of new cases and hospitalizations over a 7-day stretch. So as a result of that, the governor and secretary of health, John Wiesman, paused the progression of several counties and several cities reopening in Washington State. A lot of these cities were planning on going to phase 4 in the final phase of reopening, but now with the spike in the number of cases, they're going backwards and they're starting to add more restrictions into place. And in some states, they're already out of hospital beds and they're already out of space for treating virus patients. At the University of Mississippi Medical Center, the top doctors said that they are completely full, and they said that they are very worried about the trajectory that we're on right now with the number of cases because they're already full and they won't be able to effectively treat people if the trajectory keeps increasing and we keep seeing rises in the number of cases every single day. So what does this mean for stimulus payments, enhanced unemployment benefits? How does this affect what money we will receive? So actually, even though this is bad for the economy, bad for health, bad for public safety, it is actually good for more stimulus. As we all know, and what I went over in the video yesterday, according to new studies and new research, people who receive unemployment benefits are actually more likely to search for a new job. And this means because states are seeing spikes in the number of cases, there are being more hospitalizations, states are starting to shut down again, certain aspects of them, that means that people are going to be losing their jobs again. So people might have returned to work, but now let's say you work at a bar and they shut back down, now people are going to be out of work again. So this is going to be good for more stimulus because a lot of senators were worried that if they put more stimulus into place, it would be a disincentive for people to go back to work. However, according to this data, it says that people are more likely to look for jobs if they're receiving these benefits. So as states start to reinforce some restrictions and have to shut down again, that means there'll be more people unemployed. And in order for these people to continue searching for jobs, according to this research, we will have to continue these enhanced unemployment benefits. So ultimately, if things continue to get worse in the number of virus cases, which they are projected to get, that will make a second stimulus check inevitable and will make enhanced unemployment benefits moving forward inevitable as well. Moving on, Vice President Pence has postponed the planned campaign events for the presidential election in November. He's postponed these events in Arizona and Florida for next week out of an abundance of caution amid major increases in these states in the number of cases. Florida and Arizona are seeing spikes in the number of cases. Florida has been forced to shut down their bars, and Arizona is seeing record highs every single day. So now Vice President Pence said that they will no longer be doing these election campaign events in these states, and they're going to have to postpone them. This is interesting because earlier this week, Vice President Pence said that everything was under control, and there was just a few fires, a few increases in a number of cities and states, but they would address those issues as they came out. So now that they're having to shut down and pause their campaign events, that shows that things are getting worse and that they're not in as good of a position as Mike Pence said earlier this week. Moving forward to this week, according to Bloomberg, the June unemployment report will reflect a sweet spot in the economy in the recovery process as firms still had sufficient funds to keep workers on payroll in the beginning of the month. In addition to this, in the beginning of the month, we hadn't seen the number of cases spike yet. It has only been recently that we've seen spikes in the number of cases across a number of states in the South and West. States like Florida, Arizona, Texas, North Carolina, all of these states only started to see increases in the number of cases after the third week of June. So that means that the unemployment data for June is not going to reflect any of this in the report. So according to Bloomberg, the ultimate concern in the next unemployment report isn't going to be exactly what the data looks like, because the data will be better than what is actually going on in the economy right now. They said the most important thing and the focus will be that if the job growth can remain moving forward or if we're going to have to shut down again, because no matter what this unemployment report says, things have already started to get worse again and states have started to have to put more restrictions into place. But with that being said, and with us knowing that the June unemployment report will reflect the best 3 weeks we've had in the economy, and it will not reflect what has gone on in the last 2 weeks, because the unemployment report only is reflective of June 1st to June 21st. So keeping that in mind, they said that they expect the unemployment rate to drop to 12%. This past month in May, it was 13.3, and they're expecting it to drop to 12%. So keep an eye out for this on Thursday, because this can have a dramatic effect on the stock market, and we could see big fluctuations this week in the stock market if we do better than expected or if we do worse than expected. Ultimately, according to Bloomberg, we have a long road to a recovery, and it's going to take a while for us to fully recover. They say that we need to see more direct stimulus measures taking place, because in order for the economy to see a full recovery, people are going to need support, and with over 30 million Americans receiving some sort of unemployment benefits, we can't just take all of these away, take $600 a week away from 30 million people and expect the economy to get better. So anyways, that is just a quick update for you on what is going on with the unemployment data, what it means for more stimulus, and what the reports from Bloomberg are saying moving forward in this week. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to enter our $50 free stock giveaway. All you need to do to be eligible is like the video down below, be subscribed to my channel, and comment down below these 3 stocks. The first stock for today's giveaway is going to be Spotify, and the stock ticker symbol is SPOT. The second stock is American Airlines, and the stock ticker symbol is AAL. And the third stock for today's video is going to be Shopify, and the stock ticker symbol is SHOP. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull Investing app. Join our Power of Finance Investors group if you're interested in the stock market, investing, and how to make money in general. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.